Y'all let me know in the chat room if there's some buffering. Y'all let me know if there's some buffering. Is everything good? Because I look like I have buffering on my end. Can y'all let me know? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm good. Okay, well, shout out to everybody that's here. I'm going to go in today because I am, I've had a bit of a writer's block for like months now. I think since, January, February. And my passion for making content just wasn't there. That's why I haven't really gone live very much or posted a lot of videos. But there's something recently that has occurred that has reawakened me creatively. And creatively speaking, as far as speaking about these heifers and their hate for traditional men and why MGTOW exists, why the red pill exists, why passport bros exist. But shout out to everybody that's here, moderators, channel members. Make sure y'all like the stream if you haven't, share it, because I'm gonna show y'all why these heifers are not serious. They're not serious about being married. They're not serious about relationships at all. I'm gonna show y'all examples. One clear example is the Harrison Buckner situation, where all of these so-called religious women, Christian women, wives, they're all upset because this man who has a value system, who's a married man, a family man, put forth a message that you think that these heifers would like, but they don't, because they're damned. They are evil. They are demonic spirits who pretend like they love God. But guess what? You hateful, spiteful heifers. God does not love you fake Christians. A lot of you heifers get online and you pretend to be Christians. You pretend to love God. You will even post scriptures from the Bible. But you know what you will also get on get on social media and do? You will tear down men who have a value system, who actually believes in God too, like you pretend to, who actually are about family and about a man having, a role in a relationship or marriage, and a woman having a role. You would think that these heifers would too, but y'all get online and you just show, while nobody wants to marry you, I wouldn't want to marry you either. And you deserve to be single. You deserve to not have love in your life. When a man says, you know what, I prefer to take care of my woman, you would think that women would agree with that. But you masculine heifers really believe that a man wants to be married to a masculine woman. A woman whose hands look rougher than his. Only an Americanized woman believes this. This is why in the title I say America's cooked. Because listen, this country is cooked. Ain't no saving it. Conservatives, you're wasting your time. It's over. And it's been over for years. But let me get into the shout outs before I, y'all, let me, y'all about to have me in here preaching a sermon, but ain't the sermon that you're used to, okay? Now make sure y'all get the likes up. Shout out to Derek, the membership. Let's see, Brian, Costellar, XL Pro, Steven, Brandon, Daisy, Sydney, Cultural Kev. Is it Decock? Is that how you pronounce the name? Chris G, Gerald, Bird, So Fire, Brandon, Pop Smoke, Stokes, Kenneth. Yeah, let's get the likes up, people. I want to send a clear message with this stream. And that's what this stream is designed for. We're going to send a message. There's a reason, there are people who get on social media every day and They don't understand why the passport bros exist. Are you serious? You don't know why the passport bros exist? Do you not see how destroyed this country has become? Y'all don't see the decay in America? Listen, I've already made a video about Kel Mitchell. I made a video about him. Y'all can go check it out. It's on my channel. We're talking about something else. I may bring up Kel later, but I have a clear path to what I'm speaking about, especially with Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose plays a role into this. Now, Ruby Rose is a female who is known for dating rappers. Now she's dating Drewski, the social media comedian. And because of her history, they dug up tweets of her basically admitting to lying about her age in order to get with these entertainers, right? This is why, again, with her admitting that, because I know there are girls out there that are lying about their ages so they can sleep with these rappers and these professional athletes, because she basically said in a deleted tweet, this is how devious these women are. There's actually a video of Ruby Rose lotioning herself up, I believe, at Ian Connor's house. Y'all know, if you're around social media back in 2012, 2013, 2014, you know who Ian Connor is. Shout out to Bird.
Do you think it's time to move to another country?
I mean, absolutely. If you have the funds to do it, you have the willpower to do it, by all means, move to another country. You're not missing nothing here. I mean, the women here are destroyed. They're a destroyed group of women. I tweeted about it earlier today. Now, I want to tie in Ruby Rose with the social decay that I'm seeing in a lot of women in America and why America is cooked. You got a guy in Harrison Buckner who's talking about being a husband to his wife, being about family, being about faith. You would think a lot of these fake Christians in America, these fake Christian women, would love a message like that, a man talking about taking care of his wife and his children. But you know what these heifers went and did? They got angry with him, and they're trying to get him cut from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I want people to understand that there are players in the NFL who've done a lot worse. I did a video about an NFL player being accused of breaking a girl's leg during a football drill because he was angry because she put him on his ass. Okay, because they were doing drills. I guess she made him look bad, and I guess he wanted get back. Nobody's talking about that. That story just came and went, right? But a guy with faith, with values, oh, that has to be, we have to destroy his life. We have to dox him, put out his address. We got to get him canceled, all because he believes in his faith. But, and again, this ties into Ruby Rose. There are women like Ruby Rose who will pretend to be Christians, who will pretend to love God. They have Bible scriptures in their bios, but they will be angry with him because he's basically saying that he wants a woman to be at home taking care of the family. Ain't that how it always had been? That's why you have dysfunctional families, because too many women would prefer to be out there breaking their backs working by choice instead of being wives and mothers.
It's like modern women want providers, aka dudes, to pay their bills as if they are a child. Also, you have these athletes and entertainers tricking SMH.
Appreciate that. Well, there's a certain type of woman that you got the women that do want men to take care of them. But, in this situation, you have women who claim they want that. But when a man presents that, they get angry. See, they want to be gold diggers. They don't want to be taken care of by a man who's like the head of the household. Like, they want to be taken care of by a sucker, a man that they can manipulate and push around, that has no values, no morals, who don't believe in anything, right? But I appreciate that, Divine Photos. So this all ties in. The decay of America, you see it when you have heifers like Ruby Rose bragging years ago about lying about her age in order to sleep with athletes. This is why, again, in these cases, you can't really blame the athletes for not knowing these girls' ages if they are asking these girls their ages. Now, if you have a guy that knows that a girl is underage and they're still engaging with them, that's totally different. But Ruby Rose and girls like her are openly bragging about lying about their age just so they can get close to these entertainers. Ruby Rose is a career groupie. Everything that she has is due to being a groupie. And then you got these same women that they get mad when men use them. When a man sleeps with them and uses them and discards them, these women feel some type of way. But you've made yourself that. You created this. You created this. Now, I'm going to show y'all the why, these women deserve no happiness, because they have built this persona of gold diggerism. The gold diggerism is real. Look at this. This is what she posted. This is what Ruby Rose posted. She said, "Yo, B got morals. I got millions. You don't have millions. That money you get, you probably spend it as soon as you get it. I bet you she ain't got that in the bank. But she's built her life on being a groupie. I'm telling you right now, when she's older and washed up, she's going to be blaming men for her unhappiness, because it's going to happen. You see it now. These washed up video vixens, you see them online, angry because they don't have the life they thought they were going to have. They were getting flown out, given expensive gifts, but they have nothing to show for it except for old handbags and red bottoms and clothes that don't fit them anymore. That's all they have. These are destroyed group of people. This is why no one wants you. Seriously. This is why men are getting their passports and going overseas. This is why MGTOW exists, us. And y'all got the absolute nerve to talk about where the good man
Where the white woman at?
Appreciate it, Obi. Try, but we're gonna get into white women, Obi, because white women are showing their ass right now. White women are online trying to destroy Harris Buckner, a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, trying to destroy his life because he dares say that he wants a woman at home taking care of the children. I mean, I thought that's what you women want, but you get what you ask for, I guess. What's going on, Charm? Make sure y'all like the stream. We gonna get into it, man. This got me hyped up. I ain't been this hyped up in months. Y'all done made me go live early. But I have to talk to the people. And I got to talk to you heifers and tell you why nobody wants you seriously. Why men are going overseas. Instead of you making these ridiculous TikTok videos looking stupid, why don't you ask yourself why men would prefer to go to South America? They would prefer to go to Southeast Asia. They would prefer to go to Northern Europe than be here dealing with you miserable heifers, you groupie-minded heifers. You really should ask yourself this question, but you're not going to do that because that takes too much intellectual heavy lifting. What's good, Kathy? Shout out to everybody, so make sure y'all like the stream. We gonna talk to these people. Shout out to Obi again.
They have no retirement plan until they get 40. Then ask, where are all the real men?
Right. You know where the real men are? They're married, probably to women whose first language isn't English. But again, you heifers, do it to yourself. You have nobody but yourself to blame. Let me tell you, Ruby Rose, when she's washed up, nobody wants her anymore. This is why she with Drewski, because Drewski's a social media comedian. This is what she's reduced to. And again, this is no slight to Drewski at all. But let's be clear about this. If Drewski wasn't who he was, she wouldn't be talking to Drewski. But this is what happens when you're running out of options and these dudes are not checking for you. Shout out to Doc.
Just call me Doc.
All right, bro. Appreciate it, man. And I've told y'all about the slurification of America. Ruby Rose is the antithesis of the slurification of America. These girls are getting slurred out. Yes, they are. There are men that y'all know about. What about the men that y'all don't know about? The businessmen, the CEOs, the Saudi princes, you know what I'm saying? The African warlords, whoever these women are dealing with that y'all don't know about. These women got so many skeletons in their closets. This is why I say what I say about millennial women and Gen Z women. They are the worst of the worst when it comes to dating because of their mentality. They are masculine minded. These heifers really believe that by being masculine, that men are going to want them. Are you serious? Are you serious? And let me say this. And again, make sure y'all like the stream. And I said this in my previous stream. I don't have any disdain or hate. I just like to call out bullshit. And I'm seeing the fake outrage towards this NFL kicker for talking about traditional values. I thought you heifers wanted a traditional man. Let me tell you something. And I know that this is going to hurt, especially you women who either don't claim religion or you fake claim religion. You can't have a marriage without a religious foundation. You can say whatever you want to. You don't have to go to church every week, but you have to have a foundation for your marriage. What is your marriage for? Is it for financial reasons, or it's because you want to build a family? You want to have children. You want to pass on your legacy. You have to have values. You have to have roles. A man has a role in a marriage, and a woman has a role. You can't sit up there and usurp male authority and think that a marriage is going to work. That's not how that marriage is going to fail. Look at Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. I did a video about that. That video was almost at 100,000 views. And I talked about how that marriage didn't last very long because Ben Affleck wanted a rebound. He wasn't looking for a marriage with her. He wanted a rebound. He knew how much Jennifer liked him or loved him. So he got back with her thinking that this would be a little fling for a little while I heal from my breakup. But then he married her because that's what she wanted. And then he saw that the older Jennifer Lopez got, the more controlling she got. The more controlling, and he said, you know what, I can't deal with this. I'm not used to a woman telling me what to do, pushing me around. He's not used to that. So he left. A man is not going to men are not going, especially a man who's successful. Now a bum, a broke beta male who needs a place to stay, of course he's going to allow you to push him around. But a man who's successful, ladies, you're not going to be able to push him around. You're just not. That relationship is not going to last very long. It's not going to last very long. And we're going to have a society full of ruby roses. Women who are only good for one night stands, friends with benefits, not really a real relationship. And this is why men are going overseas. This is why men are marrying foreign women, because you women have lost. Americanized women are a losing group of people, and you continue to show why no man wants to marry you. Who wants to marry this? Telling the whole world you have no morals. She's going to regret this, but y'all got to understand, these women think they know everything. the prostitute mindset. I told y'all about that prostitute mindset of women these days. And you wonder why men don't want to marry you. Gee, maybe it's because you don't have any morals. Why would most men want to deal with somebody like this? Let me go to this article. There's an article that I have where it lists off the amount of men that this heifer is dealing with. I mean, let's take a look at this real quick. Where's it? Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Sometimes you have to lie about your age when it comes to NFL players. This was back in 2014. I believe she might have been around 17 at that time, and she deleted, of course. I told y'all, man, these women look. They know that they're doing something wrong, but in their minds, if anything happens, they can just say, "Hey, he took advantage of her." But you knowingly are lying about your age. Let's take a look at her list. Oh, she got a list. Let's look at this list for Ruby Rose. This is Drewski. Y'all might have seen him in memes. If you don't know who Drewski is, I'm pretty sure you've seen a meme of him. You've seen him in a meme, I'm pretty sure. He's a social media comedian. He does skits. What's good, Vern85? Make sure y'all let's get the likes up. Thank you. This is the guy she's with currently. French Montana. She dated him for like a week. And Lil TJ, this is the guy who kicked her out of his house. Y'all remember that video where, she was looking dumb and he had her on video. I think he was trying to kick her out of his place. Cam Newton didn't even know about that. Playboy Cardi, Soulja Boy, Travis Scott. It might be more. Might be some people missing here. What about there's also the men that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? There's the men that we don't know about. This is what these women are aspiring to be. What's good, Rodriguez? These women are DDG, right? DDG. They don't have him on the list for some reason, but DDG is one of the guys that she tried to say wanted to get back with her. Y'all remember that? And all DDG went and did was have a baby by his current girlfriend. The prostitute mindset of the Americanized woman. These women are cooked. This country is cooked. And this is why you heifers will never be happy. Shout out to everybody that's here. I mean, I'm just so tired of these fake Christian women. They got Bible scriptures in their bios. They claim to love God. When the last time you heifers been to church? When was the last time you actually went and really did some soul searching? Hey, yeah, Kathy. Yeah, that was a mistake that was made. But you good, Kathy. I think you were putting time out by mistake, Kathy. But you'll be back probably in some seconds. But that was just a honest mistake, Kathy. People, you'll say she's East African, but I mean, she acts just like the women over here. She's an Americanized East African. And that's even worse. Let me tell you something. Nothing is worse than a first generation or second generation woman whose family was from overseas, let's say one of these African countries, because these African chicks be talking a lot of shit on social media about Black American men, and they make sure to say that they're talking about Black American men, even though they ran from their country, okay? Or their family did. They get a piece of American culture and how weak these men are over here and how they can just push them around, and it brings out this side of them that's even worse than American women. Look at the girl that lied about being beat up. Look at the girl, I believe she's East African as well. You know, she grew up in America. I believe she was born here. Look how crazy she was. Yeah, the brick lady. The brick lady was even like, it's something, yes, the Somalian heifer. It's something about when these African, especially these East African women, they get a taste of this American culture, this Americanism, and it just brings out this beastly feminist mindset. It brings out that side of them. Hold on a second. Man, what is with this buffering? Hey, can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me see. Connect back again. Now I'm having this issue. It says it's connected, so let's see. Because I never have issues when I go live. I don't know what it is. I guess y'all can hear me over there. Okay. All right. Yeah. They trying to hold black men back over. Listen, this is something YouTube does. They always, every time I get on here and I'm going in, YouTube is like, Negro. Yeah, they trying to stop me. They always trying to stop black men from being great. What's going on here? You YouTube, I know who you are. I can speak directly to you. Do I have to go to my dashboard to go send a message real quick? Shout out to everybody that said, hold on, I gotta replace this chat real quick. But shout out to everybody that's here. But the Americanized woman is in a very bad place. And they love to try to blame American men for that. Have y'all noticed they try to blame American men for the downfall of Western women? The downfall of Western women happened because of weak male leadership and these white, let me get into you white feminists. Oh, you white feminists about to get this word. It's always some extra average white feminist that's ready to destroy a man's life because he has values. Let me tell you white women something. As long as white men have power, you have power. If white men no longer had power, you wouldn't have power either. Your power would be taken from you. That is a fact. Your power will be taken. Let's say if black people were to, take over, like, Planet of the Apes style, right? White women, you wouldn't have any power. White women, your power would be given to black women. You wouldn't have any more power. It would be given to black women. You wouldn't have any more. So the fact that you're the main ones trying to destroy a white man's life as if it's going to better yours. If that white man doesn't have power, you extra average white heifer, you're not going to have any power. It's going to be taken from you because weak white men prop you up. That is a fact. And without those white men propping you extra average feminist white women up, you wouldn't have the power you have now. It would be taken from you. You're a prop. You are nothing more than HR. You are put in a position to take power from others and to give it to the few men at the top. which ain't you. That is your job. You're HR. The white feminists are the social HR department. And I guarantee you, listen to me, white women. If power was ever taken from the white man, your power is going too. That is a fact. You wouldn't have any more. So you need to understand that. And then these heifers claim they have husbands. What type of man marries a woman who's a feminist? That woman wants to usurp authority. She doesn't respect you as a man. You have to placate her ego, because most of these feminists are, especially a lot of these white liberal feminists, they all have fragile mindsets. They all need therapy. But they're trying to get back at white men. You're failing. Just like you see black women think that they're going to get back at black men who've hurt them. You're not getting back at nothing. You better go get therapy, because the majority of black men in society have absolutely nothing to do with your trauma. Go get help, because I will hurt your feelings. I'm not here to placate you. I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself and to prop you up, because if you display negative emotions and negative attitudes towards men, especially black men, you get no respect. You're not going to get any respect. It looks like buffering is still going on. This is crazy. I may not go live early like this again, man. Are y'all still here? Because the number went up and then it went right back down. That's crazy. It lets me know there might be some. Hold on, let me check my phone real quick. Because I'm really going in right now. Shout out to Vern85 with the cash out. I'm in my zone right now, man. I haven't been in my zone in a while, man. Okay, here we go. You extra average white women, you. Listen, this is why when people say, well, you just date a white woman. Well, I would have to really vet these white women, man, because I don't want no feminist-minded liberal white woman who pretends like she understands black culture. You don't understand nothing that's black. You think that you're smarter and you think that you're better than black people. But I'm going to check you and put you in your place. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you listen to rap music. I do not care. Okay? I don't care if you got black friends. That matters not to me. Get a white woman. Get a what? I might as well just be single. Then get an Americanized white woman? Hell no. Now, maybe a white woman from Norway. Or a Sweden, because, those women are highly attractive. I was around one or two years ago. They have very good attitudes. Cool people. Norway and Sweden have their issues socially as far as the feminism, but you can't put that on every white woman. You know what I'm saying? But the white women here in America are way worse. You got white women trying to cancel and destroy white men who are married to white women. That's crazy. And they claim that they're doing it for the sake of women. Y'all don't care about women. You white women talk shit about black women too. Y'all play politics with them in the workplace, and you're passive aggressive about it. I see right through your fakeness. American white women are some of the fakest women on the planet. I see right through them. I don't care if you like rap music. I don't care if you're a fan of Beyonce. I don't care if you wear braids. I don't care if you hate conservatives and you hate racism, even though you've probably used the N-word. You're not getting that over on me. And it's not just the white women in America. Canada is horrible. The UK, oh my God. Australia. It's just rampant case of liberal feminist white women running rampant, and they don't understand that if white people, especially white men, lose power in this society, they do too. They don't understand this. This is what feminism was created for, to siphon power from the everyday man, especially the everyday white man, and give it to the women so those women can control the population of men just like they do now. No man can be honest with these women or they're going to get canceled. Y'all remember when men could talk to each other, can talk in public and be honest and be real? You can't do that anymore because you have to deal with the social HR department that is white liberal feminists. You got black feminists, but they don't matter. They're irrelevant. Black feminists are very relevant, so they don't matter. White liberal feminists are the social HR department, and they police the language of people, especially white men. So you can't be honest in our society, especially if you are a white man, because white women are going to tear you down and destroy your life. And they're going to use black women to do it because black women are their patsies. Black women do the bidding of liberal white women. When a white liberal woman says jump, these melanated heifers say how high. These are facts. They say how high. They do the bidding of liberal white feminists. That is who their God is. So when these heifers claim that they love God, they're not talking about the God of the Holy Bible, the God of the people of Israel, not this current Israel. I'm talking about ancient Israel. But their God is white liberal women. This is why they go out of their way to look like white women. Look at Nene Leakes. I mean, Nene Leakes looks like she has done everything in her power to become a white woman. That is who their God is. It's white liberal women. That's who their God is. They don't believe in the God of the Bible or the God of the children of Israel. You know, the Holy Father of Jesus Christ. That's not the God they serve. That's not the God they serve. They serve that white feminist God. So I just want y'all to understand this. This is where we're at. You can't say nothing in this society, especially as a man, or these women are going to attack you. It's always the women first. Have y'all noticed that? Whenever a man is too conservative, whenever a man believes in God and believes that a woman's role is to be a homemaker for her husband and children, it is always some loudmouth, a classy ratchet white woman who's right there to try to destroy him. Meanwhile, she claims she loves God. Yeah, you love that white feminist God. You don't love the God of ancient Israel, the God of the Holy Scripture. Your God is that liberal white woman. This is why you heifers will never be happy, because let me tell you something, you fake Christian heifers who get online and you attack men for their opinions, God doesn't love you either. How about that? God doesn't love you either. I'm not talking about your white feminists. I'm talking about the actual God of the scriptures that you heifers don't read. You just pick through it just like your pastors do, your degenerate pastors. You just pick through it and you don't even read it. Because if you read it, you'd realize that you are not the woman that God is talking about. You're not even the woman that Malcolm X is talking about that needs protection. Because if you heifers needed protection, you would stop trying to destroy men and masculinity. Because that's all y'all do is attack men and masculinity. That's all you heifers do is attack men. and masculinity. That's all you do. That is all you do. And you wonder why you don't have love in your life, because you suck as a person and you're fraudulent and you're fake and you're loony and you need psychological help and you need a daddy. I'm not talking about a daddy as in a relation. I'm talking about an actual father. Still looking for father figures in the men you sleep with. Make sure y'all like the stream. As I said before, you heifers are getting this work. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of seeing the fake fraudulent. This is why you're not getting married. This is why MGTOW will always have a place in society. The red pill philosophy as a whole will always have a place in society. And Harrison Buckner's found it out the hard way. These heifers do not care about your gender roles, about you being a provider and a protector. They want to usurp you, not understanding what it takes to run a society. Look at what's going on in the world. Who's dying in these wars? It's not women. Who's dying on the front lines? Who's fighting? It's men. You don't see women going to the front lines to fight no war. They will do everything in their power to avoid putting you heifers on the front lines, because if you heifers actually had to fight wars, you would stop trying to usurp male authority and tell men that you don't need them to be providers and protectors. Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to Joshua Hughes. That's why marriage rate is dropping more than ever. Yeah, and that's because men are seeing things for what it is. We know your game. And we want nothing to do with you. It's over. America's cooked.
That's why the marriage rate is dropping more than ever.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. The decay that is going on there's no fixing this. What a lot of y'all don't understand, a lot of you women don't understand this. If America falls, you have no protection. There's not going to be no cancel culture. It's going to be survival of the fittest, and you're not going to be able to survive, at least, being able to fight. Y'all got to stop looking at these movies and TV shows and thinking that women can beat up a man who's twice the size of them. That is fiction. Okay? Appreciate that, Jamil. That's fiction. Passport bros exist because of heifers like y'all who sit up here and you know what you are doing is detrimental to the health and growth of yourselves and family, but y'all don't care, do y'all? Y'all just want to be able to live your best life being slurs, being side chicks. I saw a video of this big old heifer jumping off of a roof. The roof was maybe 15 feet, but she bounced from one. She bounced down from one roof to another. The roofs was kind of close to each other. Then the last one was kind of 15 feet down. She fell on her ass. Being a side chick, that is your destiny. Ruby Rose and women like her, their destiny is to be nothing as side chicks. That is their destiny. There's nothing more. That is who they are destined to be. A lot of you heifers are destined to be jump offs and side chicks. Nothing more. You're not going to be a wife. And if you do get married, it's to a bum that needs a place to stay. You bought the ring. You told him to propose. And you put on this elaborate show because that's all you can do. And any of you simps that sit there and you allow these women to continue to destroy society and you make excuses for them, I hope they ruin your life instead. You know who you are. You get on here and you make excuses for why they do this and that. I look at the facts. I see the articles. I see the news stories of these men just having their lives ruined, and you didn't see it coming? You people are disgusting. And everything that you get in your life, you deserve it. I feel no sympathy. I don't. You did it to yourself. I'm one of those people, you tell me once that you want to be a stupid, idiotic, tell me you want to be a stupid, idiotic individual. Tell me one time, I will never talk you out of it. If you want to be a crash test dummy, go do
America
it, dummy.
has already become the new Sodom and Gomorrah.
Appreciate that. And it did in a very quick amount of time, Black Goku Zero. Appreciate that. There was a time in America where you couldn't get into government if you were gay, right? Or you was some kind of degenerate. And that was in what, the 50s? And look how quickly we went from that. I'm not saying that, gay people shouldn't have a place in society. I mean, whoever you date is what it is, but don't try to push your beliefs on other people. But look how quick things went from there to now. How rainbow flags are everywhere. If you don't accept men wearing dresses going into women's bathrooms, you're a bigot. This is how quickly things have changed. And yes, we are Sodom and Gomorrah. We are. That's why I say America's cooked. How do you roast and try to destroy a man for wanting to have a family with values, Christian values? This country was built on Christian values. Yeah, people can say, well, it was built on slavery. Well, it was built on, look at the black community. The family stayed together due to religious values. The black family was together with religious values. The man went and worked, the mother stayed at home, and she took care of the children. She cooked and cleaned. That was the values that we have. Now, these heifers can't even cook. They can't even cook, but they got the nerve to get on here and talk about what man they want. If you don't go and learn domestication instead of getting online, acting like you have it all together when you really don't, this country is just it's in a bad place. And I see why men are leaving. I absolutely see why men want nothing to do with this country. Why would they? Why would they? The decay, it's in bad shape. It really is. You heifers don't have the skill set to be a wife. You heifers are out buying fast food for your children and your husband because you can't cook. You too busy sitting online all day, working some job you hate, but instead of you getting with a man that eases that burden. I mean, if you're a woman and you want to work, fine. But you still need to be a wife. You still need to take care of them children and take care of household responsibilities, because in a marriage, there are roles. There are roles that you have. That's how marriages work. And if a marriage doesn't work, it's because both of the people have lost the plot. They're like, yo, this isn't working for me. I'm seeing why are women getting upset at a man saying, you know what, I want to take care of you and the children. I want to be the provider. Why is that such a bad thing? But y'all prop up men who disrespect you, who abuse you. You prop those men up. Those men are forgivable. You don't want those men canceled. But you will cancel a man that says, I want a wife at home taking care of the kids. That's a problem. A lot of you heifers don't even make money as is. So yeah, you working, but are you really making money? Are you really taking care of yourself and your kids? And you're upset because a man says that he wants to take care of his family. So I guess men can't say they want to take care of their families. You heifers can't take care of your family. You can barely raise the children that you have. Without your mother or other people, a lot of you strong, independent women would not be able to raise those children. Look at Freddie Gibbs' ex. I'm probably going to do a video on it. Freddie Gibbs, his ex-girlfriend, she tried to put him on blast because she got pregnant by him and he dumped her. I mean, he did that to his other girlfriend. Weren't you paying attention? And you got with him anyway. And guess what happened? He did you the same way he did her, and you're trying to go to social media to complain about it. I'm sorry. You should have knew that that's the type of guy he was, but you didn't care because you was in a relationship with a rapper. That's all these heifers care about, is being in a relationship with a rapper. They don't care if that rapper don't want to have a family with them, don't want to raise children with them, don't want to marry them. Why are you going online to complain? You should have knew it was coming. You should have knew that the guy was a POS. You should have knew that guy did not see you as a wife material. He didn't. But you got with him anyway. You chose him. Are you going to have another abortion like the multiple abortions you've had already? Just destroying your womb? How about you choose better to avoid those situations, but you don't, because again, all you heifers care about is dating famous men. That's all you care about. That's all you care about. Let me put it to you like this, Patrice, in the chat. If you're saying a man wants 50-50 and wants a woman to cook, well, don't that man protect you? Doesn't he fix things around the house? Isn't he like the disciplinarian, especially of the children? So if you look at the things that a woman is asked to do in a marriage and a man is asked to do in a marriage, I think he's going to be doing a lot more, than you just cooking. He's going to have a lot more that he's going to be doing in the marriage. I'm going to assume that, right? He's going to have a lot more duties, taking out the garbage, fixing things, right? The car needs to be fixed. Stuff around the house needs to be fixed, right? His role in that marriage is a lot more expensive. And if you're upset about being a cook, I mean, don't you have children? You ain't gonna cook for them? I thought that's what a marriage was. I thought in marriage, pretty much the man is going to be doing the majority of the things there. I'm pretty sure he would cook. I mean, the woman ain't going to be cooking every day. I'm pretty sure he would cook, maybe do laundry too. But, women don't want to do nothing in a marriage. They just think that because they may possibly look good, that's all they should bring to a relationship. I just think you need more than that. I don't care what social media says. These women think that because they have big butts, that's all they need. No, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need more than that. And if women are too lazy to fulfill their role in a marriage, don't get married. How about that? Stay single. You're better off single. If cooking bothers you so much, stay single. You think that man likes having to, be like basically the in-home repairman, security, disciplinarian? Y'all remember when women would say, Wait till your daddy gets home. You know what I'm saying? One of the kids was messing up at school or whatnot. The role of the father was to be the protector and the disciplinarian. It was the good cop, bad cop. You know, the mother would be the good cop, the father would be the bad cop. That's your roles in a marriage. You know? Okay, first off, if you're working 12 hours, that's a choice. Because I'm pretty sure that whatever man that you're with, he's working just as much. Okay? And you need to make a joint decision about work hours because you don't have to work 12 hours. That is a choice. Working 12 hours a day, that is a choice. You need to make a choice that benefits the family. But if you choose to work 12 hours instead of being at home after about 8 hours, that is a choice. That is a choice. You could work less hours. You don't have to work 12 hours. That is a choice. And I'm not just saying you particularly. I don't want to, make it seem like this is on you. I'm just responding to the question. Right? That's all it is. I'm just asking a question. That's all it is. It's not an attack on you, Patrice. It's just that, you're asking questions, which is what I want. I want people to ask questions. I didn't say that women didn't want providers. I say women claim they want providers and protectors, but in reality, they do not. Because look what they end up with. They end up in relationships with men that don't even work. And I said that there are women who are gold diggers that put it out there that they are pursuing providers, but there are women that don't want men to have a leadership role in a relationship. Because when you are a man and you're the leader, everything goes through you. You're the protector, you're the provider, you're the disciplinarian. You have multiple roles. But no woman should have to work. If she's married, why are you working 12 hours? You can make just as much money working less hours. And it's not just it goes for anybody. And if things are expensive, then you might need to make a business decision and move someplace that's more affordable. Listen, I live on my own, and I own where I live. You know what I'm saying? Like financially, I put myself in a great position, and a lot of people be living beyond their means. You need to live in some place, one, that's affordable. Don't, drive cars that are affordable. Don't be going out here getting cars with, that have outrageous monthly charges and, also, your insurance is going to be high depending on the year of your car. So you got to live a more affordable life. If you're living an expensive lifestyle, of course you're going to have to work 12 hours a day. But the thing is, a lot of these people, especially a lot of women, they want to live a certain lifestyle and they think that by working a bunch of hours, they can afford that. But if you're spending it as soon as you get it, then you're going to be stuck. Instead of you living a more affordable lifestyle, but that's not what people do these days. They go out here, expensive car notes, expensive house note. Everything is not expensive now. I mean, it just depends on where you're living. There are places that are cheaper than others. Things are a little more expensive. I'm not going to lie, but that's why you have to be frugal when you need to be, save. A lot of people don't want to save money, but how you going to have anything if you don't save? If you're not saving money, of course you're going to be broke and everything going to be expensive. Yeah, stop eating out every night. If you cooking every day, you can avoid eating out every day, which is expensive. DoorDash is not, you don't want to be DoorDashing every day. So, some people don't have the money to DoorDash every day. Shout out to Leilani.
Marriage worked in the good old days because men and women knew what their roles were in the family.
Right. Appreciate it, Leilani. And that's the thing. It's lost. It's a lost art. They don't know their roles, and then that's sad. That's why marriages don't work these days, because the women want to control everything instead of just allowing themselves to be with a man who's capable of taking care of those things. Doesn't mean that she's a slave. Doesn't mean that she's a servant. It just means that she has leadership, which is what women should seek out of men. Y'all want beta males, and that's just crazy to me. But yeah, if you stop door dashing every day, you would have money. I know y'all out here door dashing every day. That's why y'all don't be having money. That's why everything is expensive. You buying DoorDash every day. Like, listen, everything, you have to be able to work together. It's a team effort. Relationships, marriages are a team effort. And if you don't put the effort into being a team, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. You have to work together. I mean, it costs $400 for groceries if you're shopping at Whole Foods. I see people go to the store. I see people on YouTube who do videos where they go to the store, they buy food. It's not that expensive. Come on, man. Well, you got like 8 kids. Like, come on, man. You work 12 hours a day. You should be able to, know what you got to spend every week for food, man, or every month for food. Like, come on, man. Right. Like, where are you shopping at your groceries $400? Like, what are you buying? Now, if you go into there and you're grabbing things that cost like $8, $15, $20, of course. But who are you buying to feed? You know what I'm saying? This is why it's important to be able to buy enough so that you cook. And you can cook. There's something called meal prep, where you can cook like one time and you can put up the meals for the week. Have y'all tried that? I mean, that's a less expensive thing. I mean, you don't have to cook a new meal every day, but you at least can cook a couple times a week, once or twice a week maybe, and put the food up like as like a meal prep type thing, right? I mean, there's ways around it. Like, you can either talk your way out of a relationship or you can work to make things work, You don't have to cook every night. There are ways around it. All right? You don't have to cook every night. You don't. You can cook once and, put it up as a meal prep, and you'll have something ready to go for you to eat every single day. You don't have to cook every day. So there are ways for you to work towards getting those things, having that taken care of. Like, it doesn't have to become like this hot button issue, this tug of war. There are ways to work around it, people. Some people like to cook. There are people who really do like to cook, and they will cook every single day. That's what they like to do. I see a guy on YouTube. He be cooking these huge meals. One time, it was late at night. This dude got up and cooked a whole like Chinese buffet. He had this, he had a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, it's like, some people just like to cook. Now, if you don't like to cook, again, you can cook once or maybe twice a week and just put the food up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to cook every night. That's not what we saying. People are misconstruing that. You know, there are ways around it. You know what I'm saying? You don't, that's why these relationships ain't working. You know what I'm saying? That's why relationships ain't working. Because they're not, nobody wants to really, have these conversations because, it exposed that they're going about things the wrong way. What's good, Jalen? Not, if you're with somebody, you got to understand there are certain things that I can expect and certain things that I may not get. You're with another human being. So you got to think about that too. You can't just think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I shop for my kids, spend like a little or $100 on groceries, and I got teenage boys, but we watch our diet and don't gluten. I hear what you're saying, Buckham. That's what there are ways to buy what you need and get the most out of it, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you spend a lot of money, it's because you're eating a lot during the day. And if you're eating a lot during the day, then you're going to need to go back to the store to get more every week. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find yourself at the grocery store every week because you're running out of food. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you need to do, Patricia. Just, make sure that you cook enough to where you have leftovers. So you don't have to cook every night. There'll be days where you have enough food left over that you can eat. I just think that cooking should be the least of a relationship's problems. That should be something that could be handled by both, or you can cook it all once a week or twice a week. Like it shouldn't be a hot button issue. It shouldn't be, again, a situation where it's like a tug of war or, a back and forth, or you want me to cook. Can you at least cook once, maybe twice a week? Is that too much to ask? You know what I'm saying? And it can be on the weekends when you're not working. You know what I'm saying? Just, it don't have to be like a negotiation is what I'm saying. Like, that should be the last thing you're thinking about. We got to talk about these bills and more so than cooking. But shout out to everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all being here. That's pretty much it for me, man. That's all I have to say. I may be back live tomorrow. I appreciate y'all being here. Moderators, channel members, everyone that support the stream. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all make sure y'all follow the social media. The link is in the description. The first link you see. Follow all the social media, Facebook, X, which is Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to all my YouTube channels, JayeDeBlackLive stream, JayeDeBlack. Basic social politics with JayeDeBlack. Also, follow the Rumble channels. Just look me up, JayeDeBlack on Rumble. You see all my channels there. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I'll see y'all on the next one. Also, make sure you like this stream if you haven't. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care and have a great rest of your afternoon. All right.